While skipping meals and adding more time on the treadmill may sound like everything you need to do to finally lose weight, drastic calorie cuts and intense cardio won't just wreck your progress, they'll destroy your life. Even after searching YouTube for a few minutes, you'll find dozens of videos that show you how to lose weight quickly. And for most people, following popular diet plans will help you lose weight. But for how long? And at what cost? Because most of the advice you find with these quick weight loss plans does a whole lot to slow your metabolism down. Which means, sure, you can drop a few pounds in a hurry, but it won't be long before it all comes right back, plus a few extra I told you so pounds. Because I know you've already been told to stop falling for quick weight loss plans. And I'm sure you've already heard that patience is the key to a sustainable fat loss plan. But who wants to listen to that crap when your friend just lost 25 pounds because she quit all carbs while running every single day? Sure, you can cut calories very low with a plan where you basically only eat meat while exhausting yourself with cardio. But do you really want to quit all carbs forever just to lose a quick 25? And even if only eating meat while busting out an hour on the treadmill sounds like the right plan now, is this something you can do forever? Because if it's not, then you're pretty much guaranteed to regain everything you lose as soon as you fall back into your old habits. And even if you can stick to an extremely low carb, high cardio plan forever, is that something your hormones are on board with? Because mine sure weren't. After losing more than 100 pounds with keto and cardio, I thought that I'd always live a low carb lifestyle. Then my body said, screw this, here's 50 pounds you lost right back, plus some exhaustion and migraines because this low carb stuff sucks. And that's when I had to quit restriction of any kind in order to heal my stressed out body. That's when I learned that building a stronger metabolism with these 5 tips is the key to not only losing weight, but this time it is so much easier to keep it off. While most plans teach you to drastically cut calories in order to lose weight quickly, if you instead follow plans that help build up your metabolism, then you won't have to slash calories to unsustainable levels in the first place. Because the more aggressively you cut calories at the beginning, the more your metabolism decreases. This means every time you slash calories by 1,000 or more for quick weight loss, your metabolism actually slows down. And what amounts to 1,000 calorie deficit at the beginning won't be a deficit for long. That's because your body eventually adapts to your new calorie intake, which means you'll have to cut calories again to get the scale moving. Let's say your maintenance calories are around 2,200. If you cut 1,000 calories right off the top, where can you go once your 1,200 calorie plan stops working? Do you have to add more cardio or cut calories even lower? How long can you stick to such a low calorie plan before you find yourself stuffing your face with all of the foods that you swore off of for good? And exactly when will you find time to fit in all of this extra cardio? While weight loss does require a calorie deficit, taking the slower approach helps you reach your goals sooner, because losing weight at a slower pace is more sustainable than any quick weight loss plan. This means there's no more starting from scratch while struggling to stick to your diet the entire time. A more sensible plan includes a moderate calorie deficit where you aim to lose only 0.5 to 1.5% of your total weight each week. And it's more sustainable because it's a plan that you can actually stick to. But if you only eat in a moderate calorie deficit, that means that you gotta add a lot more cardio to make up the difference, right? Well, wrong. But don't feel bad about being wrong, because excessive cardio was a trap that I fell into for decades. I was all about that work harder, burn more fat myth right up until I regained 50 pounds I lost, and adding an hour more of intense cardio each day did nothing to move my scale. While yes, you do need to move more for an effective fat loss plan, doing more of this and this, or even this, helps more than 30 intense minutes of this. Weight loss does come down to a calorie deficit, but that's where neat movement comes in. And a good way to ensure you're getting more neat movement is by tracking your daily steps. Plus, moderate movement acts more like an appetite suppressant, which makes sticking to your calorie budget even easier. But now that you went from sedentary to active, you don't have to pay close attention to calories because you're moving more, right? No, because you still gotta be in a moderate calorie deficit for weight loss. And while more movement does help you get closer, what you eat still makes up at least 80% of your result. One way to make sticking to your calorie deficit even easier is by eating your target weight in grams of protein each day. But eating more of the most satiating macro does even more than just keeping you fuller for longer. Even though there's a strong push in the mainstream to make you think eating protein is destroying your health, nothing could be further from the truth. And listening to all of the fear tactics surrounding protein could be the thing keeping you from reaching your fat loss goals. Besides making it easier to eat in a calorie deficit, protein also has the highest thermic effect of food, which means eating more protein helps your body burn even more calories naturally. No, it's not a ton, but every little bit helps. And if you want to work on building a stronger metabolism, then you need to work on building a stronger body. Eating more protein is one of the best ways to do that because building lean muscle is a great way to help your body burn more calories on its own, no extra work required. And quite frankly, you won't build lean muscle if you don't eat enough protein. And you want to build muscle because it is the best way to build a stronger metabolism. Another easy way to build a faster metabolism is to aim to weigh more. No, you're not hearing things. You just heard me say that you should aim to weigh more while watching a fat loss video. But that's not me telling you to gain fat because ain't nobody here to do that. What I am saying is that you should shift your expectations when it comes to your goal weight. Because the truth is, your goal body probably weighs more than you think. Back in the day, my ultimate goal was 135 pounds. Did I eventually reach this goal? I did. But was I happy with my body once I got there? Well, I was happier, but I still had fat that I wanted to get rid of even at 135 pounds. Even though I still wanted to lose more, it didn't matter since I couldn't even stay at 135 for very long. Because not too long after hitting my goal, my scale started creeping up, even though I was still doing all of the things that I thought would help me lose more weight. Looking back, the reason I started regaining everything I lost is because my focus was strictly on the scale, which is completely different from fat loss. Instead of focusing on getting these numbers higher in order to make fat loss easier and more sustainable, my main focus was getting this number lower, which eventually backfired, resulting in 50 pounds of regained weight. Whenever my sole focus was to get this number lower, I had to continually cut calories, which meant I was always on a diet with no signs of it ever ending. But once I shifted my focus to getting stronger, well, these days I get to eat more, and the getting leaner part is taking care of itself. But what does that mean for you? Since muscle weighs more than fat by volume, your goal body will probably weigh more than you expect it to if you're losing weight the right way. So you may have to start shifting your expectations now. But that is not a bad thing because the more muscle you build, the higher your metabolism is. That means you get to eat more while losing and maintaining your goal body. But that's also assuming that you put in the work to gain muscle because eating more protein while praying to the muscle god won't cut it. I spent decades of my life focusing my efforts on this side of the gym because I never understood that overdoing intense cardio was only signaling my body to slow down my metabolism. So while all of that cardio helped at the beginning, the forward progress never lasted. Once I quit wasting time on obsessive cardio and I instead made strength training my priority, that's when my metabolism took off, making it way easier to lose stubborn fat. But I couldn't just lift a few dumbbells and expect muscle to grow. I had to learn the key to building muscle, which is lifting in a progressive overload plan. As long as I followed a well laid out program where I aimed to lift a little bit heavier each week, I was getting stronger and building muscle, which meant instead of starving myself with long fasts or following plans that found new ways to cut calories even lower, these days I'm able to eat more of what I want while still getting results. In fact, I eat at least 500 to 1,000 calories per day more than previous low-calorie plans that only led to weight regain. And a fat loss plan where I get to eat closer to 2,000 calories while still losing fat helps fuel my workout, which makes all of my other fat loss goals fall into place. While I truly believe following these 5 tips will go a long way towards increasing your metabolism, I don't want you to fall into the same traps I did while working towards my goal body. To avoid the diet traps that completely destroyed my metabolism, make sure you watch this video next.